All right, yeah, turn my microphone on, and here we are. We're live. It is Sunday, December 10th, 10 o'clock. Thank you guys for being here with us today. We've got a special guest. But before I bring up my special guest, I got to bring up my co-host, Steve Stern. Steve, how are you doing, my friend?
Doing good, Mr. Bill. That's, by the way, that's what I call Bill, Mr. Bill.
I was in the middle of pressing three buttons. I was just like, "Oh, the co-creator of ZEN Intergalactic Ninja." You know, as I'm going to start to sound like let's get ready to rumble. Oh man, but let's see who's in the room before we bring out our guest. Looks like Nick is here. Howdy, folks. Kevin is in the room right now. It says Kevin says, "Hey there, hi there, oh there." It's Sunday already. I feel like we just had one of those one of these a few days ago. Time does feel like kind of blends together a little bit, right?
Yeah. I had I'm not going to talk very specifically about it, but I had a very interesting, if not hectic, day today. I had a long form interview with a very interesting website or YouTube channel, which when it starts airing, I'll let everybody about it. But it was very cool. But I had to do a bit of a driving today to get here for this, but I needed to get home anyway. So
West Coast driving. Here, I'll reward your efforts today with a giant Zen head, just for you.
Oh, great. Zen head.
But yeah, I like to introduce everybody to our special guest tonight.
Yeah.
He's actually been an artist on Zen before. He's been with us since the very beginning. Some of you guys that have been collecting us since the 90s, you'll recognize Mr. Thad Rhodes. Thad, welcome.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, doing well, man. Doing well. Good to be
here.
Excellent. I got a big banner for you and everything.
I know. I feel so special.
You two guys go back a long way. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, you both live currently in Virginia Beach, Virginia. But if memory serves, at one time you both lived in San Diego. Is that correct?
We did.
Brief period of time, our lives overlapped in San Diego. Yes.
Right. Where did you meet? In San Diego?
No. We first met in Plaza Junior High School.
Now you're going into the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, the year of our Lord, 1981.
Okay.
That was DC.
High school or something?
Yeah, we both went to the same junior high school.
Yep.
Actually, in the 7th grade, he was only in my PE class. That's how I met him. He was no. You were in my science class too.
I was in science class. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're not allowed to draw in PE.
We've known each other 42 years.
Yeah. 42?
Yeah.
Artist?
Dude. The gray hair just went poof.
Yeah, we both. That's how we connected. Like, just, we had the same interests. We both like to draw. He was drawing comic books, and I'm just drawing whatever. Just drawing, yeah.
Okay, very cool. And and how did it happen that you both end up at some point in San Diego? How did that happen?
Well, do you want to take that story, Bill, or shall I?
Well, you know what? We'd always dreamed of starting a studio together, of just being art. This is coming out of high school, getting out of college. We always had the idea that it's like at some way, shape, or form, we're going to be working as artists, working in. I don't know if it's going to be the comic book industry, film industry, whatever it was just going to be art related. And moving out to San Diego, where everybody has that energy of they're either trying to be a movie star, they're trying to be an artist, they're trying to be a musician. That was like that energy that, you want to go to Hollywood, right? So it's like my parents, right after I graduated my community college tour, my father was still in the military. He got transferred to San Diego. So I tagged along with him.
Okay.
And then while I was out in San Diego, I was, of course, talking with my good friend Thad. I've known him my whole life, and then we talked about the whole idea of possibly him and my other friend, Ben Go. He was a mutual friend of ours. We're kind of like the three amigos, the three artists, always hanging out, and about coming out to San Diego and trying our hand at being artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was out there about a year and a half before I was. And about a year before I went out there. I was back here, and every time that's how long ago this was. He would write letters or make a long distance call.
I made actual letters. These are with stamps.
Yeah, these were letters. These were early night. This is 1991. Yes, these were letters and whatnot. Or I talked to him on the phone. And he kept telling me about all the things he was doing out there. He was going, yeah, man, I'm working at a caricature booth at SeaWorld. I'm doing, I'm working at the mall. I'm airbrushing t-shirts. I'm doing comic books. I'm doing this. I'm going up to, I'm commuting to LA to do animation. And it dawned on me after like a few months of these kind of conversations. I'm like, you know what? I'm 22 years old, at the time. And
it's like,
I'm a single guy. My family's here, but there's nothing keeping me from going out to the West Coast. It's just, that's an opportunity, And so, I talked to my friend Ben about it, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. So we planned about 8 or 9 months ahead of time. We said, yeah, we're going to do this. The summer of 92, we're going to go up there like in May of 92. We're going to go. We planned it.
Sounds like a song, the summer of 92.
Yeah, we did it. The 23 years old by the time we went, and, just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, as they say. I mean, I was, just ignorant to like the dangers and all that, because I barely had any money. My parents tried to help me out a little bit because I was still living at home.
That good old 20s. I know, yeah.
We went, the first time I leave home at 23, we go as far away from home as you can. Basically across from one ocean to the other, from the Atlantic to the Pacific.
So you went out to San Diego around 1992?
Yeah, May 16th, 1992, the day I left the house.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. So Bill, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you were already working on ZEN by then.
I think I was. It's possible. No. I was not working on ZEN by then.
No.
I think we started working on ZEN in 93.
Okay, right after.
Yeah. Right. Because we started working on ZEN after Don Chin and I had actually moved back from San Diego all the way back to Virginia Beach. Remember,
Did you leave San Diego before Thad did?
Yeah. I went to San Diego because it was easy peasy for me. Thad actually made the journey like himself with our friend Ben.
Okay.
Like they put everything they owned into one little hatchback and drove across country. Yeah, so I was I had the easier route to getting to San Diego, and plus I already had like a place to live. I was living with my parents, So when my dad got transferred over, I just tagged along with them. I drove their second car, tagged along with them, made sure that I was So I had it pretty good. So I had a roof over my head, and I was just like shooting in the dark, just trying to get different jobs, animation and all like whatever I could get. Yeah.
All right, so here's my follow-up question then. When you got there, and then at some point, I guess not that long thereafter, Bill left, did you feel like abandoned by him?
Well, no, what it was I was out there. I'd only been out there. I was out there for 2 months, and I had to come back here because my mother got sick, and then she died. So I was here for another 2 months in Virginia Beach. Right. I went back to California, San Diego, and because at the time, all of us were staying in the same apartment. It was me, it was Bill, and it was our friend Ben, and we were staying in the apartment. And I started getting into doing comic books and that sort of thing, and then things were going. I got to know Don, and I was dealing with stuff, doing all that. And then early '93, Don said that he was looking for another place to live. He was living in Eureka, and he was looking for another place to live. And Bill said, "Well, Virginia Beach." And so Don, he checked it out, and he found a house in Chesapeake, which is like next to Virginia Beach. Oh, and so I'm moving. So then all of us are like, okay, we're headed back to Virginia Beach.
We're headed back to Virginia Beach.
Right about a year after I got to San Diego, I left. And my dad actually like flew out to San Diego to drive back with me because Ben had already like he had left already. Right. And so my dad and I drove back across country, got there about a month maybe before Bill got back. Because he and Veronica showed up there. They got back like about a month or so afterwards.
Yeah.
And all of us were back in Virginia
Beach.
Yeah,
all back in the thing. And then with Don in town, basically we had the whole studio, everybody living really close to each other. And good God, man, that was like a decade of making, you know, I was drawing like 3 or 4 books a month for Don, just like pam, 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 pam.
My understanding is, I mean, you're an amazing artist, and we're about to show people some of your incredible art. But did you not do too much in the comic book realm back in that day?
Not for two. I did a few covers, and I actually did a couple of comic books. And I was, as far as doing art goes, that was something, or comic book art, that was something that I wasn't familiar with. So I was learning on those 2 books. Like as far as the covers and stuff go, you know, those are paintings and that sort of thing, which is what I do.
Yeah.
And I only did a couple. And then when I got back here, I started coloring comic books. That was kind of my real entry into doing comics. I did a number of comic books that I colored on the computer. That's when I first learned how to do that. But I didn't do it for too long. I did covers periodically, like over the years. That was what I kind of did on a regular basis.
Right. Now you is that around the time you transitioned into working on T-shirts?
Actually, it was 94 was my first job actually designing T-shirts and that sort of thing. I worked for a screen print company.
Right.
It started in 94, and I did that for about 3 years. And I ended up meeting one of the owners of where I work now at RP55, and I met him while I was working at the screen printing company. And he had the line they had just started, and so I was designing a lot of the designs for those T-shirts and everything. And then after about a year, he asked if I wanted to work there for him.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, sure. You know, yeah. And that's how I got there. I've been there for 26 years now.
Got you.
Isn't that crazy? Good God.
When I first saw your art, when I first saw your art, I was blown away. Kind of like in the same way when I first saw Bill's art and when I first saw L'Amour Supreme's art. Okay. Your art is like in the I'll term it the realistic school. I'm sure you can do other styles, but Bill, could you, before we reveal the ZEN art that Thad did, and also tell people about what could be happening with Thad's art vis-a-vis, could you show the folks?
This is probably a good idea of like some of the artwork that you saw before
look
any
at
of the ZEN stuff. Look at that.
That is astonishing. What's the medium there?
That's all pencil. That's just graphite. Yeah, just
amazing. Yeah. It looks like a photograph.
Right.
That's what I did ever since I could hold a pencil, was that kind of art. That's what I started with before I started doing anything in color or any other medium. It was pencil. You know,
you have the ability to do art that in both color and black and white that looks so, like, to my way of thinking, photographically realistic. Show a little more, Bill.
He's got such a cool style. Yeah, putting up the next one. This, if you want to see some color work. Look at this.
About this here, Thad.
That's the Lenny Kravitz is colored pencil.
Colored.
There's some airbrush in there too, but like the majority of it, all the detail is in colored pencil. Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
And then the other two, the Princess Leia and the Ripley, that's a combination. That's like scanned in pencil art and then Photoshop over top of the images. So that's how I did that. That's into my digital realm. You know, that's basically because of what I do during my day job. I've gotten accustomed to doing a lot of work digitally.
Yeah.
You know, but trying to give it the same feel that my hand done art has. So that's always the challenge. That's the goal. Is to
But this stuff,
really make it so you can't tell how it was done.
Out of curiosity, do you recall like how long it took to do any of those 3 pieces?
It's easier to gauge how long it took me to do the Lenny Kravitz, which was, let's see, total. If I added up all the hours, it might have been maybe like 10 hours total.
That's not a lot.
10 hours.
You know, it's working on it a little bit at a time. So it's hard. I had to think about like how long total I may have worked on it. But yeah, if I had to add all the hours together, it would have been about probably 10 hours.
Right.
The technique and the shading are like so spot on, but it's like you get the likenesses too. Like the likenesses are so, like, you got the life of it, you know? It's like it doesn't just like look like Lenny Kravitz. I mean, it's like, if you know, it has the tone and the feel of like it's so good, man. It's so good.
So
drama to it.
I've seen other pieces of yours, non-Zen ones, that we don't have them available to show, but they're like movie posters. And I was always wondering, were those actually in any case done like for a movie studio, or how did they come about, or did you just do them?
No, anything that I've done like that, it's just been because of my love of movie posters. I mean, because I guess because since I do the artwork all day, that's what I do again for my day job. A lot of times when I'm working on stuff at home, I mean, I do freelance every now and then, but I also just like to do personal pieces to kind of pad out my portfolio, I guess.
Right.
And just to work that particular muscle, just to get that sort of stuff, the fantasy stuff out.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that
Now,
stuff is so dope.
it is. Now, before we reveal your Zen art, I like to. So Bill shows me some of your art, and I go, "This is like awesome. We have to do something." And you did a piece that we'll show in a moment, that of Zen and a sexy woman. Okay, and it ended up. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. It ended up on the back cover of Heavy Metal magazine.
Yes, it did. Yeah,
Yes,
so,
I still think about that to this day. Yeah, I tell people.
So, and by the way, what's interesting about that is I believe that Zen is the only character, comic book or otherwise, who has appeared both in Archie comics and in Heavy Metal. Now that may not
on
be,
two ends of the spectrum.
I know, right?
totally. Now,
Extreme to the other.
there's one way that may not be correct. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, or the folks watching. At one time, for a good stretch of time, Kevin Eastman was the publisher of Heavy Metal.
Right.
Okay. And so he certainly could have put the Turtles in some way, shape, or form into Heavy Metal, but although I don't recall ever seeing that. Okay,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing
so
that.
Some research there.
Zen may have the distinction of being in both Archie comics and but in any event, so Thad does this piece that just blows me away.
Okay.
And I submitted it. Obviously, I submitted it to Heavy Metal, and so I remember going to the newsstand, and there it was, and on the back cover. So, without further ado, why don't we show the world this cover?
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
It's the okay, but there. Oh, that was a tease.
There you go. I hit the button like twice.
Okay, so the picture
I'm
on
such
the
a good
left,
producer.
So somewhere in my archives, I have that issue of Heavy Metal, and that is what is emblazoned on the back cover. And Thad, it's just so gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
So gorgeous. Now the piece on the right is actually a poster that was the artwork that we also used on the cover of a particular issue of Zen. And you also did one other poster cover for Zen, right? And I think you have that artwork too.
Yeah. We'll pop that up right now. There you go.
There it is on the right. Amazing. I mean,
Takes
so
me back.
So when you
Takes
look
me
at
back
this,
to the days.
so I was reintroduced. I hadn't looked at this stuff in quite a while, and it's totally amazing. And so what I was discussing with Bill and Thad a little bit before we went on air is that we absolutely are going to have a Thad Rhodes alternate cover for each of the Zen Bounty Wars issues.
Yes.
So this thing
Nice.
we're just announcing to the world now, but who would not want to have one of these?
It's going to be so tough. It's going to be awesome.
It is. So we'll have to structure how people, some people are undoubtedly going to want both the Bill Mouse cover and now the Thad Rhodes cover, and that's fine. We love that.
Yeah. Well, when we launch the Kickstarter, there'll be a tier that's for the individual issues, and then there'll be a tier that'll be like for like the bundle, that sort of thing. So that way they get both covers, and I'm sure
I'm
there'll
very
be some
excited.
odds and ends. Yep, yeah, and I'm really excited about it, and I think February is kind of like that's what we're shooting for. That's our target month to launch that Kickstarter. But
Yeah.
we'll see how the timing works out. We'll definitely be announcing it. We'll announce it first on the ZenBountyWars.com website.
Oh,
If you sign up.
There it is.
So
And
if you guys,
you can now, in your social media, tell the world that you're going to be doing alternate covers for we're going to have 4 issues of the Bounty Wars series, right, Bill? Each will be about a 25-page comic. So that when the story arc is played out, it'll be like a 100-page graphic novel thing. And each of those 4 books is going to have a Thad Rhodes cover. And I'm elated that you've agreed to do that, Thad.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely looking for that. Yeah. I don't even know the last time I painted ZEN. It's been a long time.
Yeah, but man, I tell you, I've been very fortunate with ZEN having such amazing, you two guys, L'Amour Supreme. I mean, and a bunch of other people. And I think you guys, Thad, like Mike Mignola did a cover for us. Jay Lee did a super.
I
remember that.
Some heavy hitters. Yeah. That was some bucket list items.
Yeah. And what's great about this is that we're going into ZEN's 37th year.
37.
Yeah, 37th year.
That is crazy sauce.
Yeah, and the very first Kickstarter we did was in our 36th year, which was the L'Amour Supreme ZEN. And now we're going to do Bounty Wars, which both of you guys will be involved with, which makes me elated. I'm very, very happy.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. So Thad, when you do the T-shirt stuff, what are you doing? Like, for example, give me an idea of like something you.
Well, it's a full clothing brand. I mean, it's an urban sportswear brand.
Okay.
So we're like, we do everything. We do T-shirts, obviously, but we also do sweaters. We do sweatshirts. We do hoodies. We do pants, jeans. It's just everything. And they're now the umbrella name of the company is RP55.
Okay.
But there are brands underneath that. That's just the name of the whole company. It started off with that brand. It was T-shirts and it was sweatshirts and it was that kind of thing. But that was 30 years ago. This is the 30th anniversary coming up of the company. But yeah, like the company that I actually, or the brand that I work for is Hustle Gang.
Okay.
That brand. And then there's another brand, Akoo, AKOO. And then there are a whole bunch of other ones. There's so many of them. The company has grown so much over the last few years. It's hard to keep track of all the different brands. But
is the art something you create, or is any of it licensed, or?
Yeah, it's all licensed, or it's all under that it's all under RP55. But then you have the individual brands too that it's under. And basically, the creative director, who's also one of the owners, Ralph Reynolds, he along with the rest of us come up with the ideas. He'll kind of give us an outline of what he's looking for each delivery that we do. And then we come up with concepts. We spend a certain amount of time coming up with concepts, and then we all go over that, and then we choose which designs we like, which concepts we want to use, and then we go into that and we do all the details. Between all of us, we get all, like Ralph will say, okay, I like this, I like this, I like this, and then he'll select details that he likes to give us, and then we'll take that and flesh it out.
Okay.
And we end up doing whole groups. We might have like 20, 25 garments in one delivery that we work on.
Is the art like very urban themed?
It is, yes. And do we have other brands that cater to more of a broader streetwear type of aesthetic or customer? But it's what I work on is very much urban sportswear. Yeah.
Gotcha. And
the rapper T.I., he's a co-owner of Hustle Gang and Akoo. So it's once we got him on board, part of the group, that broadened our market considerably. We got a whole lot more attention because of that. He's such a well-known name.
Right.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So where will this apparel be found? Like in big stores, independent stores, both?
Locally, I know it was in Downtown Locker Room. And then there are a lot of mom and pop stores. and all of a sudden, like, my brain just. But yeah, there are a lot of big stores like there's Dillard's. We are in Dillard's.
Dude, okay.
Yeah, so there are a number of like big name markets, supermarkets, stores that we're in. But yeah, if you go to the website definitely look up food.
Tell us the website again.
Yeah, cool. Let me see. Oh man, I think it's.
I know, right?
I didn't write my notes. Let's see now. It should be. Well, I can. Give me a second.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Bill, while we're jawboning here, you're going to be doing your usual and doing a sketch that the folks get, or you want to give yourself a week off?
You know what? It's I think I haven't been sketching this whole time, so now it might be too late.
It's too late. Doesn't matter.
It's too late, man.
It's HustleGang32.com. That's it.
What is it?
What's it?
HustleGang32.com.
I'm going to write that down.
HustleGang32.com.
Yeah,
right.
That's the Hustle Gang website.
Gang32.com. We'll check it out. But because your work is just amazing, Bill, could you put that artwork back up again? The ZEN art that Thad did. I just
did I spell it right, Thad?
Hustle.
Yep, that's it.
32.
There you go.
Very nice.
And of course, you could find Thad's other artwork. You can find his artwork on his Instagram at /Thad Rhodes 3, Thad Rhodes the third.
Right.
Yeah. Let me put that other artwork up on the board, as it were.
God, that's gorgeous.
Isn't it awesome?
Oh,
well, that takes.
I mean,
me back.
it's like the heavy metal piece is like a straight up movie poster. I mean, that should be like.
No kidding.
Oh, the pressure was on with that one. I was like, oh, it's going to be on heavy metal. Oh, I gotta do it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't know is that in ZEN appeared twice inside Heavy Metal magazine. At one time, one of the stories that we did was illustrated by L'Amour Supreme. Yeah. And the other one was a crossover. When I was living in London, I lived there for the year of 2007, and I met these guys, very cool guys.
I think it was cool that you lived in London.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that's definitely cool.
Yeah, and I met these guys who created their own character. Okay, I won't say too much about it now because I'll find this stuff and we'll display it one day. And we did a crossover. ZEN did a crossover story with this particular character that these two Brits created. So ZEN did appear twice also inside Heavy Metal, including the issue that back cover is from. So, there's just like a lot of kind of, semi-obscure ZEN stuff that people either are aware of or become aware of, And now everybody knows about Thad Rhodes' amazing ZEN work and the fact that Thad is going to be doing alternate covers for Bounty War. It's going to be awesome, guys.
And you know what? I actually have been over here sketching. So I think I was getting lazy just because we're just talking and chilling,
Yeah, Nick, you see what Nick says? I want to go live somewhere else for a year.
Yeah, I was reading that.
And then Kevin called me out. Kevin says, "What, breaking tradition? Oh, you evil man! No art." It's like, you know what? It doesn't matter.
We got to give Bill a week off. We got to give Bill a week off. He's been working.
Oh, you know what? It's. I'll surprise you guys. Because let me bring up the right monitor here. There we go. Let me change my my camera so I can look down at the world, so to speak. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong camera.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah. So actually, while we've been talking, I have been sketching something.
Oh,
so you couldn't help yourself.
So you know what? At the end of the show, we'll do our little giveaway the way that we always do.
You see that, Bill?
Because I don't want to be lazy and not do it, especially when I'm been over here kind of like sketching on it anyway. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So yeah. So today I I was interviewed for 3 hours by
right.
these folks who have a really cool YouTube channel that I'll be talking more specifically about that, when they're getting ready. I think they said they need a couple of weeks to do editing and whatnot, but it's great stuff. And, I'm very fortunate that they found me and wanted to come to their studio and do a real long form interview, which is great. And, they asked me, how do I feel that, a couple of times ZEN was option for film and was also option for animation. And then those things didn't occur. And I said, hey, that's life, But the beauty of that, guys, is that means that now there still is a real opportunity for ZEN to get on the screen, And the truth of the matter is that because of the streaming media, there's an insatiable appetite and need for content. I contend that this is the absolute golden age for content creators, because whenever was there so much like, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Paramount, Disney, Hulu, and several others, right? And they all have to issue new content literally on like a weekly basis. So this is the golden age for content creators, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
So Thad, how do you mellow out? Do you watch any of these shows? You have anything that's a favorite show?
Goodness, right now, honestly, it's kind of a dry spell because there's no Walking Dead or anything on right now. Like the two that I used to watch, two of them are gone now. They're just series finales are wrapped up. The Walking Dead ended last year, and Fear the Walking Dead just ended. And there's nothing else right now. It's like I really have been so busy that I haven't been able to sit down and watch anything. By the time I sit down to watch television, I'm in my bed and I pretty much fall asleep within 20 minutes. I'm out.
The great Walking Dead is that came from a comic book.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of the best TV shows ever. Both of them, Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead. Love them.
Yeah, and The Boys.
The new Daryl Dixon show was good. I love that. Was really good.
Yeah. Have you watched The Boys?
I started watching The Boys when it first started. I think I watched maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and it was really good. But I was watching so many shows at that time that I just lost track of it. Yeah. So I've got a lot to catch up on with that.
Yeah, The Boys is awesome. I just finished watching Gen V.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it was pretty good stuff.
It's pretty amazing. And the connection that ZEN, if you will, has to that is, our publisher, Ken Levin, the founder and publisher of First Comics. Ken's responsible for those shows going on TV because Ken is the manager of Garth Ennis. And Ken's the guy who brought that to Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
And if you look at...
Thank you, Ken.
If you look at any episode of the Boys or Gen V, at the very top of the show, you'll see his name as an executive producer. And before that, Ken brought Creature, which is also a Garth Ennis property, to AMC.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
And before that, Ken brought Hellboy, Mike Mignola's Hellboy, to the world of film. And there have been 3 Hellboy films. And
that's impressive.
And a few other things Ken has done, which is meaning he's a great guy to be associated with. And also just a great guy. I hope he's listening to this or will watch it so he knows I'm giving him his due respect.
Yeah. Definitely give him his props. So,
yeah, he's responsible for like some of the stuff that we love, man. It's like
absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah.
So very recently with a director friend, I wrote a ZEN live action movie script with a buddy who's a director and has literally either written, produced, or directed, you ready for this, over 150 movies.
Wow.
Yes. When the day comes, we can talk about who that is. You'll see. But so Ken, who also manages me, has the Zen movie. So and we'll see what happens with that.
Ken, how you doing?
Meanwhile, Bill has completed this gorgeous piece.
I have.
Right there.
I have. Yeah, this is Thad. This is how we like to wrap up. We like to wrap up our episodes, giving away a free piece of a free piece of art for a person that's watching the show live. Yeah. So I wrote a number. I'm looking at the screen. It kind of bounces up and down between like say 5 people, 12 people. So so I'm just gonna put the number right here. It's a number between 1 and 10. I'll make it easy for you guys.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to kind of just jump in and just guess a number between 1 and 10, I'm just monitoring the chat. So. Right. Kevin, just in time to win, Ken. Ken says that's a real deal. Yes,
it is.
So yeah, numbers. No, yeah, please keep the numbers coming. I'm looking at the chat right now to see where it's at. I see a bunch of different numbers. I've got one written down. I'm going to see when it pops up first. You guys are dancing all the way around it. I see a bunch of different ones.
2.
I see I see a 4. Oh, look who's got it. Somebody's got it. No.
Who was it?
I was thinking it was Kevin, but it looks like it is Nick. Nick got it first. I'm looking at the chat to see who guessed it first. 8 was the actual number.
Nick, congratulations, Nick.
Congrats, Nick. That's a number 8. So I believe I have your information, Nick, of course. So definitely we'll touch base so that I'll make sure that I get I'm sure I have your address here handy because I just sent you some artwork. Everybody congratulate Nick. Yeah, that's awesome. Nick says, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah. Well, this is
congratulations.
The reward for watching us live. Most people do not. They're just busy. Maybe they're watching 60 Minutes right now here on the West Coast. But that's the reward for watching us live. And so Thad, did we make this a painless experience for you to?
You did. Yeah, you made it very, very comfortable for me.
Excellent.
Kevin says, "Dumb keyboard slowed me down."
I hope, that you're as excited as I am that you're going to be doing these variant alternate.
Oh, I am. I'm definitely very excited about that. Very enthusiastic. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, that's going to be the opportunity. That's going to be super cool. That's going to be super cool.
Great. This was super, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
For participating. And Thad, we'll have you back again sometime, okay?
Yeah, I definitely would fun being back.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. Well,
to everybody, my own buddies, I love
it. Yeah, we got the technology now. Now we can do this from everywhere.
Great job.
All right, thanks again. Thank you, Thad, for being here tonight. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Thad.
Great co-host as always.
Thank you guys for
keep the stories coming while I'm down here sketching, staring down at the table. But yeah, thank you everybody for popping in. We're going to be here again next Sunday, 10 o'clock p.m. Standard Eastern Time. And thanks again for popping in. And we will see you again then. All right. We'll see you guys.
Take care.